Welcome back to this already, the final segment of today's Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. We want to remind you, of course, the best content throughout every program can be found at our sister news site, usdailyreview.com, the national news website, which we're very excited about its prolific growth, over 1 million hits a month with great, unique content of its own, as well as sharing content with this program, The Price of Business, getting over 1 million hits a month. And delighted to have our friend Karen McClure. She's a vice president of the Rich Club here in Houston, the Realty Investment Club of Houston, as it's formally known. We are always delighted to have you on the program, Karen. Welcome.
Thank you, Kevin.
Give the Rich Club elevator speech, if you will.
All right. Rich is a nonprofit trade association whose sole purpose is to help people who want to invest in their futures through investing in real estate. And we provide them assistance with networking, education, and anything else we can think of.
Very good. And what I like about it is that you've got the whole range of services that you've got available, from, just the most cursory seminar or even some printed information as you bring in speakers and that type of thing, to actual hands-on tactical consulting. Talk about through your mentor program. Talk about that range. Okay.
Well, we have so many meetings a month that everybody's getting worn out. But one of the big ones that we have every month is our main event and trade show. And that we bring in a pretty, really good educational speaker for local information. Last month we had a panel of mortgage bankers talking about mortgages that you can get in Houston to use in your investing. So that is a great monthly event, open to guests, and one of our big meetings. We have several other big meetings which guests are allowed to come to, including our Rich Presents series and our Rich Power Hour, which I know is one of your favorites. That is on the fourth Thursday of the month. It's kind of a happy hour where you can bring deals or bring things you're looking for, like if you need a plumber even. Come in and say, hey, I need a plumber, and people will give you referrals. Or you can say, hey, I've got this house for sale, or I'm looking for a house. And so it's just really kind of a big trading event.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic, and it's so incredibly lively. How long have you guys been doing those?
I think we've only been doing them about 6 months, and we started off in a bar, but we've moved it to our headquarters, making it a little less expensive, a little more intimate, and we can be as loud as we want in there. So it's turned out to be pretty fun times.
Yeah, absolutely, and your offices are just phenomenal. Anyway, I'm very impressed by the facilities you have there. Pretty extraordinary.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky because it allows us to offer so much. If we were having to buy space every month for all these things, we would not be able to offer as much as we do.
Yeah, and you even have the capacity, capability for multi classrooms, I think.
Yes, we do. I think on some days we have all 3 rooms going with some kind of class.
It's pretty exciting. Yeah, and that's why you're able to do these, literally day-long seminars.
Right, because we can set up things. It's getting to where now it's starting to limit us because we are doing so much. Maybe now we need 5 rooms to do all our classes and all our stuff, because people are so interested in real estate right now. They want to learn everything, and so we're trying to provide as much as we can, and it's pretty in demand right now, which is great.
I think it's maybe the highest in demand I've seen personally. And the reason why is that everything else has gotten so cold. Financially, everything else has gotten so cold. Really high risk of return for stuff that used to be pretty safe bets. Real estate seems to be the only one that is not only holding its own, but then some.
Yeah, especially in Houston. We're just kind of booming here. I think we're, I don't get to see much of outside of Houston, but I know here it's a great market for buying things and for selling, and it's just, I've never seen Houston like this. You always hear the stories of the 80s and think, oh no, Houston's a scary place, but now it's scary in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you getting a lot of interest from outside of Houston, people in other cities who are contacting you to learn more?
Yes, definitely, because this is the market where people are saying to buy. So we do get a lot of people that are interested in just learning about what's available here especially in terms of properties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's a fascinating situation when it comes to that. It's a fascinating time. So let me ask you there's this big concern out there that people are going to have a lot of cash to close deals, but thanks to programs that you have and partnerships you have available, people who don't have cash can have a huge amount of cash to close deals. Talk a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, there are a variety of things you can do. That's one thing about real estate. You need to either have a good deal of time or a good deal of money. You don't have to have both. So if you've got time and no money, you can go out and find deals for other people, and then they will pay you to find those deals. And that's a way to build up income until you've got enough to start investing in your own deals. But we also have so many good local lenders that will lend based on the asset that you find. So you find a great deal, even though you don't have any money and you haven't done anything before, they can probably help you get that deal if the deal is good enough. They may want you to work with someone else or, to do a few other different things, but money's out there. So in terms of getting deals and finding the money right now, that's possible, and it probably wasn't about a year and a half ago.
It's fascinating. Karen, thanks so much for being with us as always. Love having your information. Rich Club, RICHCLUB.org, correct?
Correct.
All right, Karen McClure, she's a VP there. Make sure you learn more about him. We got a whole bunch of series of really major authors in the whole financial sphere who are going to be joining us here in the weeks to come. Looking forward to that. Thanks so much for being part of our program today.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, today's program brought to you in part by Spicer, Kaplan & Veselka, as well as Rich Club of Houston. I'm Kevin Price. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you spend it right here on this station.